just pressing and blotting it out. And again, when you blot it out, you also blot out the water, and so it stops the spreading. And I went right back into that same area, and I didn't blow dry it, but me just blotting that out made it dry enough to where I could go back in there and paint those areas right above the eyeballs and not have to worry about it spreading. You just get used to when you can and when you can't. But even still, you're going to forget sometimes. That's just the nature of the game. That's human error. So at this point, again, we're really just moving around and working on little simple details and just building up those facial details to make the face stand out even more. There's so much that's in a face that you could just keep painting and keep putting more and more and more and more in. But there'll come a time when you'll feel comfortable with just stopping. You'll just say, I think that's good enough. Because there is such a thing as overdoing it. You kind of still want it to look fresh. So keep reminding yourself as you get closer and closer, start to have this dialogue. Pay attention to when I should stop. Soften it out of there. That was too much. You see, it just got water, not too much water in the brush, and just faded that out of there. Let's move this up so we can work on the neck a little bit, because I want that neck even further back underneath that chin. Now, of course, I'm going to go back in and fade those out with water. I'm not going to leave those hard lines. Blend it in with water, soften it up. That's just always been interesting to me how that just fades it out into nothing and softens it up. It goes on so dark. When you introduce, so like right there, see how dark that is. But when you introduce that water to the edge, some of that water goes back into the paint, and that's why it ends up soft. So you don't have to be afraid to put. See that? You don't have to be afraid to put it on nice and dark because it immediately softens it up when you introduce the water to the edge of it. That water, it pulls the paint down into where you just put water. You see how dark it is on those shoulders. Look at it now. So it just softens it up. The shadow's still there, but it's softer. It blends in. It fits. So just look at her. Just look at her whole neck. How it looks like there's shoulder blades there, and veins in the neck. Can you see it? I'm just looking at the picture and trying to put what's there. Dry that up right quick. Now that's the reason why I dried it, because I knew I was going to go back in there. What I'm really trying to do here is I'm trying to get that neck close to finish. I'm really trying to make it look like it's underneath that chin. So look at the chin. See how that light of the chin and the dark under the neck makes it looks like that neck is sticking out, even though we know it's flat. So I'm just telling you what my goal is with this. And the way that's working is with value. You can use value to accomplish these things. Now at this point I'm saying, okay, this is shaping up pretty good. I'm about ready to wrap this thing up. So I'm really making, before you notice I took those lines all across that shoulder with a big dark. Now this time I just put it in a little area. So I'm just working with little areas of detail now. Because there comes a time when you have to leave certain areas alone so that they still look light next to dark. You can't just keep painting over the same area over and over again.